Okay, okay. Angel Snubbing Up 7 in the house. Reality's Temple on Earth Ministry. I am your soul brother number 1. Just a very, very quick video, straight to the point. No chasers. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Maybe you know by now, and you probably heard that this brother, Rizza Islam, who, I don't know, is he a Scientologist? Is he trying to play both roles, a former Scientologist? Now he's a Muslim under Farrakhan? I don't know what this man is really trying to do, but anyway, we know about his arrest, and now he's free, running around, and that is because it seems as though there was a plea bargain, and his felony convictions, his felony charges have been reduced to misdemeanors. Okay, now see, maybe it's me, I spent 10 years in the criminal justice system, and I'm just curious. Now, Rizza Islam is a black man, right? Okay. Is this true? Okay. Soul brother, however you want to call it. An African, whatever y'all want to call it. Nobody has time to debate identity with y'all crazy ass. Just for the sake of argument, Rizza Islam is a Negro, an African American. Now, he's associated with Scientology. Does the government love or hate Scientology? I would say hate. They would really like to bring them down. He's also affiliated with the Nation of Islam. Does the government, I don't care what you think about the Nation of Islam or Scientology. I'm talking about the government. How has the government been treating these people? Not very well. I don't think that the government, I don't think that law likes the Nation of Islam or Scientology. Somebody said that Farrakhan or Scientology can probably pull a few strings, you know, to help our brother Rizza out. I don't think they have that type of string pulling. I really don't. So you have all these factors, and I'm thinking to myself, being a victim of the criminal justice system, and you have been accused of stealing almost $4 million from the government. Mind you, you still got the money. Now see, something is funny here, because, okay, this is the deal. This is the deal. You don't just get your felony charges reduced to misdemeanors and you're a black man in the United States of America. That just don't happen. The only way that a black man can get his charges, felony charges, reduced is that you snitch on somebody or you become an informant. They're not going to let you get away with stealing almost $4 million. It's a possibility, because I don't hear yet this same deal made with his mother, who is really the ringleader. Hey, what's up there, Chase? It might be a possibility that Rizza has sold his mama out. Now, maybe his mother don't care, because I also heard that she's supposed to have cancer, and maybe she's willing to take the fall to get her children out of that mess. That's a possibility also. But I know from my experience in this wicked, unjust criminal justice system, you don't just go around, and this case has been going on since 2015, you don't go around and all of a sudden you get your felony charges reduced to misdemeanors. It just don't happen that way unless somebody have done something. Either you made a deal, whether you're gonna become a snitch, or you ratted out your mother. This man has ratted out his mother, or his whole family. Something has happened. So we need to keep our eyes on this just for curiosity's sake. Because I would like to know. I want to see what happens with his mother and his sisters. To my knowledge, they have not been offered a plea deal, and chances are, like I say, Rizza might have sold his family out. It's a possibility. Now here I am, been in the system for 10 years. They never even attempted to offer me nothing sweet like that. They got me and prosecuted me to the fullest extent of the law. Why is Rizza Islam getting a break? Black men don't get breaks like that. I'm telling you. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm a victim of the criminal justice system itself. I know that you don't go to court with felony charges. Mind you, again, these people still have that money. Also, the government wants you to give that money back. You have to pay restitution. All or a big majority of that money back. You just don't get your felony charges dropped like that, y'all. You just don't. Something here, no. You have heard nothing from the Church of Scientology. You have heard nothing from the Nation of Islam. I'm telling you, they don't want to get involved in that stuff. They already have enough problems. This is a terrible public relations problem with them just as it is, let alone if they come out and say something so somebody can accuse the Church of Scientology and the Nation of Islam being part of this $3.8 million thing. I'm just curious, just from the legal standpoint. That's all I am. I don't wish bad on Rizza or his family or none of that. Because I know how this system is. I know that the criminal justice system filled with a bunch of liars. Nobody steals like the criminal justice system. You talk about $3.8 million. The criminal justice system, look, you got guys on parole. Ask any brother that you know on parole right now. They are charging these people to be on parole now. You have to pay them to be on parole. Find you a job and give some of the money that you working on this job to the criminal justice system. What kind of crap is that? Otherwise, they want to put you back in behind bars. And you know the brothers and the sisters don't want to go back to jail, so they work at McDonald's, they clean floors, whatever they have to do to get that money to pay these bastards so they don't have to sit around in jail when they have done their time. Basically, they've done their time. And now you have to pay to be free. You know something? That sort of reminds me of slavery, y'all. Don't that remind you of slavery? You have to pay your slave master a certain amount of money, pay for your freedom. And you told me that slavery ended in 1865. You're a damn lie. The criminal justice system ain't nothing but a big-ass plantation with a bunch of slaves. When you get free, they bring your ass out into the field and you work and give them money. And when you locked up, they pay you a few pennies and they work you to death in these jails and these prisons. I know, because I was there. I know about it. You're not going to tell me what don't happen in jail and prison. Because I saw it for myself. I lived it. You're a slave. Chase says you have to pay back the room and board. The taxpayer already pay that for you. The taxpayer is the one who pays for your prosecution, pay for your incarceration. Oh, but you're supposed to pay for the room and board once you get free. If the taxpayer have done all this time, some of these guys been locked up for years. Now all of a sudden when they get free, oh, you got to give me some money or whatever. Otherwise, we want to put you back. It's nothing but a slave plantation. That's all it is. But going back to Rizza Islam, I'm curious. Now, I'm not the only one who has dealt with this criminal justice system. Now, you tell me. It's mighty funny. I've never heard of this. I've never, like I told you, unless Rizza is selling his family out, or maybe his mother is gonna take she's gonna take the full blame, so her children don't have to, keep going through this. Something has happened. You don't reduce felony to misdemeanor unless you're white. That don't happen with black folks. Now, if you're white, yeah, it's possible. I see it all the time with white people and maybe others. Yeah, I see it all the time. They get their felonies reduced to misdemeanors. But with black folks, unless you a snitch, you ratting somebody out, you becoming somebody's informant. So I know that the Nation of Islam and even the Church of Scientology, I know they're going to be very, very careful messing with this guy now, because this is not a good sign. You would not want this man walking among you in your business, because this whole thing is funny. Common sense tell you something about this whole thing is funny. What's up there, Ron? Rizza put a John Ali and a Farrakhan. See? And see, that's another thing. Just like my brother Rowan in the chat room say. You don't know what these people, like going back to the Malcolm X murder, and we talk about Farrakhan don't have nothing to do with that. How do we know Farrakhan didn't snitch? How do you know Farrakhan didn't turn a rat so he wouldn't be charged with anything? How do you know? You don't know these things. Maybe that's the reason why they don't bother Farrakhan, because he already ratted. Because he already gave some members up to take the fall. See, you don't know that. You going by because the man can smile, he's skin and grin, he's all Mr. Innocent or whatever. And look at Farrakhan right now. All mixed up with the Church of Scientology, got white folks in the Nation of Islam, got white people living in his house. Oh man, come on, really? Really? So I'm just curious. Correct me if I'm going in the wrong direction. Correct me for anything that I say. If it makes sense, I can accept it. If it don't make sense, I'm sorry. I can't roll that way. It's got to make sense. But to me, something here is really, really funny. Something here is really, really strange. You do not get felony, especially when you are a black man living in racism, white supremacy in America. You do not get felony charges dropped to a misdemeanor, and you don't give up nothing. Go to any prison, go to any jail, ask any brother or sister that had felony charges on them or whatever. Ask them, did they even offer to drop their the charges to a misdemeanor? It wasn't even offered. Why was it even offered to Rizza Islam? Something here is just funny. Hey, I'm just curious about the whole deal. Y'all always talking about rats and agents and stuff like this. Boy, I don't know. If I was in the Church of Scientology and the Nation of Islam, I wouldn't get too close to this man, especially now, because this whole thing is not good. Because the government don't do that with black folks. It's simple as that. They just don't do it. I have not seen it. I sat around and did 10 years. I did 10 years. I did not steal $4 million. I did not cause nobody any harm. Nothing. There was no attempt to drop my charges from a felony to a misdemeanor. It wasn't even offered. I was prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Something here is funny to me. Some of you who have dealt with the criminal justice system, give me your opinion. I have not seen it. I've been around a lot of brothers and sisters with cases. I've heard a whole lot of cases. Hey, this is not something funny about this whole thing. With that said, I just wanted to give my little 2 cents in on this and jot down your comments. I'm not a legal expert. I don't know. Maybe you can explain it better to us. I don't know. So if you can, do that. Until next time, I hope it stopped raining because I'm sick of this damn rain. I'm sick of this mud. Till next time, y'all, I'm Marty 5000. Peace.